Hello, thanks for joining us today. I am Craig Davis, I'm the editor of Casino Beats, and I'm happy to say I'm joined by Thomas Wendt, who's the co-founder and director of Apparat Gaming. Now, to jump straight into things, before we kind of address the elephant in the room, you could say, of the recent investment from Yolo Investments, we'll take a look at Apparat as a whole, first off. So, you could kind of say the company's still very early in its journey. How would you assess the company's journey from kind of foundation 2 years ago to where you find yourself now in the current day?
It has been a kind of tough journey, of course, because to be honest, we expected a little bit to be a little bit easier. Like you may have seen, or people who saw Apparat the last weeks in press and media, our claim is iGaming with a German accent, and we were always focused a little bit on the German regulation, of course aiming for another market, for a bigger market, but the experience and where we came from was a little bit different. When we decided to go with the startup into the online market, we had tons of experience with online, with land-based, especially in Germany, and then we had to experience everything changed, not only by Corona, but Corona was kind of speed up a little bit, but also by German regulation, by some changes in Malta, because we got an MGA license, as you may know, in November last year, and all that took a lot more time than we expected, and we see tons of games out in the market. I just read something like 22,500 roundabouts present games. So where we came from, German market background, number 3 slots games manufacturer in Germany, Bally Wolf. Part of the team is coming from that one. It was a little bit different to get seen and to be kind of regarded as a necessary player. Now nobody has been waiting for us, kind of, but we still believe that we did quite well, because in these 2 years, and that's the part we are very proud of, we built up an impressive team with big track record. We're in production around about 15 games right now. We got the MGA license. German market is moving. 4 games out right now. We've signed deals with aggregators and operators, partly directly, like Relax or Pari Play or United Remote, and some more. Finding the investment of Yolo. So I would say we did quite well, even if we believe we could do it, or believed before we could do it a little bit better. To be honest, it's the second time I started a startup. Last time was very long ago. I know I don't look that old, but it's more than 25 years ago. So I'm very proud of what we achieved in that short amount of time. So I would say I'd like to have a little bit more, but we are very proud on what we did.
One thing you've just touched upon is the volume of games in the space, and I mean, it's something that's spoke about a lot, written about a lot, this overcrowded nature of iGaming, I suppose you could say. What difficulties have you encountered in the relatively short life cycle of Apparat Gaming?
When we decided to start that adventure, and it's a little bit of an adventure still right now, we said we would like to go for kind of proven winners. So we didn't invent completely something new. We made use of the experience in the market we had before, and of course this is not the most innovative games, because there is no feature we did for the first time ever seen. But to be honest, on other sides, I see a lot of games where, and I play a lot, where I need a lot of time to understand, why did I win right now? What's happening there? Where is the fun in that one? So we try to reduce to the max in the beginning. It's not kind of a safe bet, but it was something we learned in our past that it would work. And this is something we have a kind of a step plan with different milestones. And the first one was to get recognized. And of course, you get recognized easy if you are successful with the games. Our games look good. They are fun to play. And that was what we wanted to start with. So from now on, We just left kind of stealth mode a month ago. We are live with 4 games right now. We will release another game each month, have 15 games in preparation. So for the next, until next summer, the games are already, the development is started. And of course, we'd like to do games which, by first sight, show their high quality. Player understand what they are playing. They are fun to play. And because of our experience and our focus, German market is kind of difficult, but we know the market and wider audience we'd like to target our games. We see that they work. So that's the reason why Relax, even if we didn't have much to show, say, okay, we believe in you. And same with other aggregators and also operators. Partly we didn't announce that up to now, but we signed direct integration deals with very big and interesting iGaming company. So that's what we are proud of and what we see will go on for the future. So on a monthly basis, a new game, good games, good looking, fun to play, and that for the next 12 months. That's what we are aiming for right now. And we will add that with new features, with maybe a little bit German focus. There's a lot of stories to tell. I believe in storytelling. And if your quality is able to convince players and operators, then you will go your way. And that's what we're going to do.
And one thing I have read about yourselves regarding slot launches in particular is this aim of taking the market by storm, you could say, is the exact words I've read. How does Apparat propose to do that? And I mean, to kind of relate this back to the last question, how will these games differ from the thousands that are already out there? I mean, you just kind of touched upon wanting to introduce new features and whatnot.
Okay, it's not a kind of a trap because we believe that we can do that. We believe the iGaming market will change. We believe in new features. But of course, you have to find your place in the market first. And kind of marketing, selling like this, taking the market by storm is, we had even employees with us who were kind of surprised how fast we got the door open with big partners like, for example, Relax, Pirate Play, and so on. So taking the market by storm doesn't mean that we are live on, I don't know, how many are there out there right now? 600 more operators in parallel, and we are number one on each place. For us, it's still kind of success to get listed, to agree with the operators to get a good placement. People are listening to us, and we see we were played by the players. And above the average, and that without big marketing and streaming and other things. So taking the market by storm is maybe a little bit aggressive, thanks to our PR agency. We have some ideas about a mix of interesting features. For example, end of August, there will be a game released, which I strongly believe in because it's, again, nothing which we completely innovate the genre of, for example, book games. That's a book game. But we do something, combinations. I've been playing myself 100 of book games. And of course, we know all the Book of Dead and Book of Ra and kind of Egypt book games, whatever. There are trillions, fantastillions. I don't know if the number really exists, but there's a lot of games like this out there. But we believe we can add something. And in the end, it's the player to decide. But as far as we have to get the entrance to operators and aggregators before, and they decided to do it, I would say that also qualifies by taking the market by storm when you are a newcomer together with hundreds of other content suppliers and 22,599 other games. So yes, we don't do the complete new innovation thing right now. I still believe in that. I have something in mind, and maybe that was also the part where we kind of, no, I think it was not beer involved, but one beer too much getting exchanges with the guys of Yolo, but we have some ideas, but that's too early to discuss right now. We have a kind of a step plan, very German, I know, and now we are in step 1, and maybe the others should be afraid what happens in step 3 or 4.
And I referred to the investment from Yolo right at the beginning. You've kind of referred to it a couple of times and touched upon it. How important was it for Apparat that Yolo, I mean, a company that I'm sure everyone knows has got interest in a number of companies, but how important was it for yourselves that they purchased that interest in Apparat Gaming?
Again, time of honesty. Of course, it was very important because we were that kind of a little bit arrogant to think in the beginning we could do without anyone. Everyone waited for us, do the one big game, the Starburst game or whatever, and from then everything would be easy. Of course, it's not that way. The investment of Yolo was kind of very important for us because we saw we needed some support. And that's not the way in terms of we were young and needed the money. It was more that we had to learn that with a partner who's well known in the industry, who offers contact, inspiration, discusses with you, and has the same part to other companies. You said 55 other investments with Yolo, so they have a lot of experience with guys like us. And for us, it was a little bit okay. Like I said, we have a kind of schedule with different steps and presenting them to them. And then it took a while with the Yolos because there's a lot of administration things about that. We had to restructure our organization a little bit, found a new holding and so on. So it took time. And when we were presenting to them, hey, here's our new business plan, because the last one you saw is 3 months old and a few things have changed, they told us, hey, Thomas, we don't invest in business plans. Subtext is because we know time is changing, moving quite fast. Things have changed. And of course, you have to change. We invest in people. And that was the part where we noticed that's the right partner for us, because we see, hey, we had a good plan, but things changed. We have to do a new plan, and we don't need someone who is, but you said here in line 3 on your business plan, you will now do this next part. I saw that before with other investors and other companies, board-steered companies. And so for us, Yolo was the kind of perfect partner because of his experience, position in the market, the context, and of course, brilliant teams are there. When we announced that we now part of the Yolo group of companies, I don't know how to say it, I got so many direct messages via LinkedIn from people, awesome persons there. Hey, greetings to Tim. That's so cool that you are now there. That's the perfect combination. So I believe for us, it will help us in terms of financials. It will help us in terms of getting seen. It will help us to connect with other people and exchange experience. So I'm very, very curious what happens in 2 weeks, because that's the first time when I meet the whole team for a partner event in Tallinn. And I hope I'll come back with tons of ideas and things to do next. So for us, I would say it was kind of, what is it, wedding in heaven, something like that.
And to close, I'll finish with a bit of a double barrel question. One you've just touched upon towards the end of that previous one there, for how will this investment from Yolo help kind of push Apparat forward to achieving the ambitions that you have? But also kind of with that in mind, what can we expect from Apparat through kind of like the remainder of the year into 2023 and beyond?
Yeah, like I said, we were a little bit naive in the beginning. So for us, the Yolo investment was kind of important to just fulfill our kind of schedule. Like I said, we will release a new game each month. Of course, this costs money. We have to get live with more operators. We learned to sign a contract. That's not all. You have to find your position with the game within the casino. Make good offers to the players so that they play their game, they experience, they get to learn you as a brand, and so on. So for us, we'd like to do a little bit more experiments on our games. Like I said, we started with a portfolio of games which we know would work in the market in terms of featured, already known, and quite popular, and that's presented in a very attractive and good way. And now it would be for the next part for us to try out some things they have not done before, and of course that's always a little bit more risky. So for that part, to discuss that with the YOLOs, as well as to develop that, and probably not all of them will be successful. That's something where YOLO was very, very important for us, and still is. And the other thing is, we'd like to do even more games than these one games each month. So, of course, for that you need the right connection. You need money for financing this, because you won't earn all the money back immediately. That's part of growing and getting bigger, and be a player in the market you are not able to oversee anymore. That's our aim. I hope that answers the question.
Perfect.
Okay.
Thanks a lot for your time.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for being here. See you. Bye-bye.